Guys, it's here. Star Wars The Last Jedi, the sequel to Star Wars Force Awakens. It's here. Guys, this takes place right after the events of said film, where basically Rey is on an island trying to get Luke Skywalker to train her in being Master Jedi, to use it for good and whatnot. That's all I'm going to say. That's what I got from the trailer. So based on that information, applying it in this review, that's that. I will just say this about Force Awakens. I'll give you guys the link for my review, but 2 years later, my thoughts are a little bit different. I still agree that it stole a lot from, Episode 4, but I know if I were to rewatch the film, I probably wouldn't enjoy it that much. It was like The Hobbit. The first time I saw The Hobbit, I watched it, I liked it, and then I rewatched it, and I didn't like it because I saw all that it stole from. Same thing with Force Awakens. And applying that information, I'm not going to be too negative with this review, at least not at first, because there are a couple positives to The Last Jedi. The first being the cast. The cast is perfect for this film. I mean, I like Domhnall Gleeson was in this. I like Andy Serkis as Snoke. Daisy Ridley as Rey is always a bright spot. John Boyega, great actor. I'm glad to see he's becoming even more popular. And then Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill knocked it out of the park as Luke Skywalker. He was fantastic in this role. And I wasn't a fan of him that much in the original trilogy, but in this film, wow, he was good. He was perfect as the old, aging Luke Skywalker. The visual effects, per usual, the combination of practical and CGI effects were good. But that's to be expected of a Star Wars film. Just like the score is expected to be rousing and entertaining by John Williams. I get that. But, with those in mind, the whole nostalgia and spectacle eclipsing storytelling has been focused on a lot in YouTube videos. And this is a prime example, just like with Rogue One, of nostalgia and spectacle overcoming lazy storytelling, stealing from previous films in this already overlarge franchise, and the gluttony of character motivation going out the window. Because that's the thing with this film, guys. There are a lot of moments where the character motivation, you're like, well, why are you doing that? Like, okay, you're doing this, but okay, you're doing it for this, but it's like, why do you trust this person over this person? And like, whatnot. Like, again, not spoiling anything, but there's just a lot of like, what are you, stupid, like, moments. And I also just really didn't feel as though these characters were that fleshed out. They were focusing more on the whole nostalgia of, look, these characters are back on screen. And it's like 2 years, 2 years passing of the previous entry of the actual franchise, because Rogue One technically isn't. It's just a Star Wars story. But it's like, it's already fresh in our minds. Like, we already know these characters somewhat, but applying new information is a part of a sequel, or what it's supposed to do. And I feel as though this film didn't really do that. I thought that, again, it was just going through the motions, stealing from episode 5 and 6, all the plot beats of such. There wasn't a single new idea I felt that this film had. Rian Johnson, yes, he applied some cool camera techniques during certain scenes, but for the most part, I just felt his style was muted to focus more on the, hey, we have these Star Wars shots already aligned that Disney says we have to do, so we'll do. And I get it, but Rian Johnson is such a talented director that I kind of wish he was able to have more free will. I just feel as though he was constricted more with not being able to implement his style, which stinks because he's a good director. Which I can't say about this film. The direction was just meh. I felt the pacing was very glacial. There was a lot of scenes where I just felt the film was dragging. The first 20 minutes or so was just spectacle for spectacle's sake, I felt like. It got old after a while. And that was the thing. There was a lot of space battles and whatnot, but not enough lightsaber battles. Episode 7 had that cool battle at the end, like the lightsaber battle, but this film, I feel as I wasn't able to compensate with that, because the lightsaber battle, 1 or 2 that happened, were pretty, forgettable. Not unforgettable. They're forgettable. That's the thing, guys. This film, it's pretty forgettable. Like, a day later, I can barely remember, other than just being frustrated, the fact that everything that happened in this film, I felt like has been done before in previous entries, and done better, too. Like, years from now, when I have kids, and they ask me which Star Wars films I should watch, I'm going to tell them 4, 5, and 6. That's all there is to it. Even 6 is a stretch. But it's the type of thing where if I want to rewatch something, I'm going to rewatch those films. Because this film, Last Jedi, I'm not going to remember it in a couple of days other than my frustration with it. And I don't like that because it is Star Wars, and I know spectacle and nostalgia go far with this franchise, but for me, it just didn't do it. And unfortunately, Star Wars The Last Jedi, I will be giving a 2 out of 5 star rating. I was very disappointed with this film, even more so than Rogue One, a Star Wars story. But if you guys have seen this film, which who hasn't seen this film at this point, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And please keep everything civil. We all have our different opinions. I know a lot of people are going to love this film, but keep it civil. I know I tried. I didn't go all Titanic. If you guys see my review, you'll know what I mean. But thanks again for watching, guys. And if you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button. And as always, thanks for your support. Catch you guys later.